Alright, the amount of people that ask me, should I main this champion, is this champion good, is too freaking high. So I have constructed a tier list, and whenever anyone asks me, I'm going to link you this video. If people are wondering if a champion is good, if they're worth maining, if it's a good one trick, this is the video. And you guys can check out all of the champions you main to see what I think about them too. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into this tier list. And if you're going to flame me in the comments, you better do it right. Alright, let's get into this. Starting with Aatrox, I'm going to say completely average. I think that he gets buffed and nerfed way too much. I think his items get buffed and nerfed way too much. You never know if he's going to be good or bad, but he's never going to be terrible, which means he's average or somewhere like above average, but I'm going to put him at average just because he just gets changed too often. That leads to Ahri, who is a hardcore meh. Never been that good of a champion, and if she does go into the meta for a little bit, she's like literally C tier or C minus tier. It seems like she does nothing exceptionally well, and yeah, she's whatever. She's worse than an average champion. Ooh, okay. And now we've got Akali. You should definitely, no, I'm just kidding. You're not gonna main this champion. Honestly, I'm gonna put her at meh. I would put her at average, but half the time she is the worst champion in League of Legends. Half the time she is the best champion in League of Legends, depending on if you're good at her. And how much Riot decides to nerf her. But honestly, she's one nerf away from getting demoted down here, if you know what I mean. You can't reasonably say she's like a good champion to main. She gets nerfed way too much, and probably better to invest your time in other champions. I don't know. Anyways, we're moving on. Sorry, Akali means. Alright, we got Alistar. This champion, very good. A very good champion to main. If you're a support player, you can actually get stuff done. You can roam. You can make stuff happen, which is not like most supports, that's for sure. So, good champion. Very good champion to main. Now we've got Amumu. Should you main Amumu? Meh. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Meh. Meh. Anivia, I'm going to put her at very good. Always going to be useful, even if she's not top tier meta. But when you know how to use her well, you can get a lot done. So I'm going to put her at very good. But she's not really like broken. So yeah. Same thing with Annie. We'll put her at average. Decent champion to main. Aphelios seems to be very good. Very good. We'll put Ashe at... Would you guys put very good, average, or meh? I'm going to put her at average for now, because she doesn't do too much. Yeah, I'd say she's average. Brilliant Soul, I'm going to put her at very good. You know what? We're going to bump up Aphelios to very, very good while we're at it. I think that's the move for this one. Because, you know, he can do a lot of work if you're really good with him. And Brilliant Soul, he's just not that, like, meta. And I don't know. If there were more Brilliant Souls, I'd be inclined to put him up a little bit higher. But then we got Azir. Azir, definitely at least very good to main. At least. He can do a lot to make some crazy plays. But this is all recent. Historically, I feel like he'd be like at an average or meh. But lately, he's been in the meta yet again. He always seems to be in the meta at least half of the year. So there is that. Next up, we got Bard. If you want to main support, you want to play Bard, I'm going to say very good. You can get a lot of work done. Same with Blitzcrank, but Blitzcrank is kind of like... You know what? We're gonna put Alistar up, and we're gonna put Blitzcrank right below it, because Alistar is just better in more situations. But Blitzcrank is very good to main. But at the same time, I feel like he's got very clear weaknesses. That's why he's not picked in pro. Now I don't know what these weaknesses are because I'm a dirty one trick. Now I'm just gonna play bot lane too much, but you know that's how I feel. It's my tier list. Leave me alone. Next up, we've got Brand. Where would you put Brand? I'm gonna put him at average. Or actually, like, maybe even meh. Yeah, average. He got a new update to his E, so it spreads to everyone around the thing you cast it onto, which makes him, like, pretty good now. But still, he's got slow stuff. I don't know. He's not that great. Next up, this guy, Braum. Where would you guys put Braum? I feel like he's pretty average, if not meh. Tough one. I feel like he's somewhere in this range. But then we got Caitlyn, very good champion to main. You guys can see what the full potential of a challenger Caitlyn is with Saber. He's very good at this champion, and it very clearly has potential if you get really good at him. She's got high range too, so she's really good at bullying and abusing champions. So there's that. And then we've got Camille, also going to be very good, but not... You know what? We'll put her up here. We'll put her up here. She is very, very good. She's very, very good. And you know what? Honestly, if you're going to main a support champion, I think Alistar is one of the best. For AD carry, I feel like this is going to be one of the best. So we're going to increase this a little bit. We're going to widen the range. Then we got Cassiopeia. I'm going to say a very good champion to main for sure. Just, you get good at her, you're like flying and you're throwing, you go and you're flying and run away. She's very good with her micro. She's able to kite back quickly with her spells going out really fast. So there's all of that. And then you got, yeah, she's a good champion. Very good to main. So you got Cho'gath. This guy's spells are so... I don't know. I don't know what this guy... He just got nerfed. Listen, I'm going to put him at meh, but it's only because he's only been meta for like a few weeks, and past that he's been a troll pick. Other than like one guy who gets like Diamond 1 going AP Cho'gath mid, some cheesy thing. I feel like he's just not really that good. But then we've got Corki, definitely in the range of average to very good. I'm going to put him at average. He's barely in the meta, especially as an average player. I feel like using the package is like pretty much... It's really good for pro play. Not sure how good it is for solo queue. Anyways, Darius, if this is for your average Joe trying to figure out a champion to main, very, very good champion to main. This guy destroys solo queue up until like the higher ranks. But even then, there's like a few challenger Darius mains. Very underrated top laner. And then Diana, I'm gonna put her at average if this website doesn't crash. Okay, cool. She's good. She's good. Draven, very, very good. Guys, if you haven't seen what a good Draven can do, oh my god, this champion literally will 1v5, and it's just like you don't even know how he does this much damage. It's like 1 in 10 Dravens have this 500% damage buff. I don't know. It's wild. It's actually wild. Then we got Mundo. Yeah, just stop trolling. Grievous Wounds makes him kind of troll, and I feel like that's part of the reason why they're reworking him. I don't know. You're kind of trolling in my opinion if you pick Mundo. Yeah, that's fair to say. You're trolling. Stop trolling, damn it. And then Echo, always been a good pick. You know what? I'm gonna put him at very, very good. The power of a good Echo, and the thing with this tier list is it's also about like the skill ceiling on a champion. So the better you get, the more potential you have unlocked. So like if Akali wasn't getting nerfed all the time, I would say main this champion, right? Because the better you get with Akali, the crazier she gets. But right now she's meh. She just gets nerfed too much, and I don't want to like... I feel like I want to make an accurate tier list as much as I think Akali is like so much fun to play. But you know what? This is for the sweaters. If getting good rank is what you care about, then this is the tier list. If it's about fun, oh yeah, top. Anyways, why do we start talking about Akali? Anyways, let's move on. Elise, I'm gonna put her at... I'll put her at very, very good. Yeah, no, she's very good. It's somewhere here. Okay, so here's the thing. No one knows how to play against Elise, 1. Number 2, she has a lot of burst that no one knows about. That's why I play her mid sometimes in top lane. She genuinely has crazy, crazy potential. She one-shots people. She can set up long-range stuns. She can even wipe out towers with her spider form W. She's very good to main. She really is. I honestly think that. And then we got Evelyn, which I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but main this champion. Main this champion. Oh my god, she's so good in solo queue. She's so good in solo queue. No one plays her. There's like 5 people that play her, and I mean, if you've ever seen what Evelyn can do in solo queue, it's wild. Because, you know, you take out a few towers, and you're literally able to get behind enemy teams, get into the back line. You instantly one-shot one person, then you ult out, and you fly a mile away. Honestly, a very good champion to main. Would main... If I play jungle, Evelyn's my one trick. I would. I genuinely would. Then we got Ezreal. I'm going to put him at... To main... He's at least good. I'm gonna change this wording to just good, and then we'll do very good on this because I think this makes more sense. But you know what? I think Ezreal's good. He's a good champion to main. He's not very good. I don't think he can do that much, right? He just throws out spells and does damage. No, he's good though. He's good. Fiddle, very good champion to main. Solo queue, monster. I would put him up there with Evelyn, but it seems like Evelyn's got more consistency. Fiddle relies on his ultimate a lot more than Evelyn does, and then if you don't know I don't know. I think this is good. I think this is good. Fiddle, very good. Very, very good. Fiora, also very good. Holy crap. I would put her at God tier, but I feel like items are never too kind to her. Like, she keeps getting these items removed and reworked, and it's just an item thing. I think it's an item thing. But she can do crazy work, and don't sit on her. Fizz, Fizz. Huh. He's good. I'm not putting very good. Galio, only good in high elo, which is why I'm gonna put him on average. I just like the whole thing about like solo queue is it's like, why would you? This champion's ult, his whole kit kind of relies on having a team that knows what they're doing and can set you up properly. It's like, why would you pick this support champion that with a global shield or AoE when you can just pick I don't know, Echo, and just like kill the enemy laner, and just, or like, I don't know, just something else that's later on. Like, there's a lot of better things that can snowball you when you learn how to play them. So as a main, nah, I think Galio's a good champion to just like pick up if you're an 80 carry and you get auto-filled, right? Galio's super simple to play. And then we got Gangplank. Honestly, if you main him properly, he's very good. There's like 2 people that know how to play him. Like Solar Baka is pretty much the only person I can think of that's really good with him. But crazy potential. When mastered, I would put him down, but honestly, I feel like he's a good champion. I feel like, you know what? Somewhere in this range. Now, Garen, I'm going to put him at average. I think he's just like, his kit is just not that good to main. You literally, you Q to fly, you run faster, you spin, you press R. Oh, you shield sometimes. Not much skill ceiling, not much reward in maining him. Sorry to my literal best friend, the Glacier, but yeah, I think he knows this too, though. Anyways, we got Gnar. He got buffed lately, and Koreans are picking him, so I think he's like, I think he's good. I don't think he's like super good because he also like is kind of team reliant. A big part of this game, and honestly, I'm gonna put Gangplank back to good. A big part of this game is going to be solo killing and snowballing and solo queue. It's not about just like having these like 5-man Gnar ults, because the chances are your team's not gonna be setting you up as optimally as they could if you're in voice comms in an arranged or pro play, which is why Gnar is really good in pro play, or like good in pro play, which is also why I put Fiddle, even though I think he's so good in solo queue for getting ahead. He relies off of his ult and like kind of like team fights, and like your team sets you up at Dragon and Baron. But yeah, that's like a big part about solo queue, is getting yourself fed, and then you know you can win team fights without your team. Like, you really don't want to have a team dependent champion. Next up we got Gragas. We got, I'm gonna put him on good. You know, if you main him though, he is really good. You know what? He's very good. If you main him, you can clearly do some crazy things. A lot of people are starting to do it now. It used to just be one guy named Panunu, I think, who would like throw the barrel on one side and then like stun them and then ult them into the barrel. But now it seems like a lot of people can do that. So people are starting to realize his potential. He can go tank and AP solid. So that's good. And now we continue to Graves. A lot of people might think this champion would be very good, but I'm gonna put him at good. The reason being is, honestly, I feel like other junglers are coming up. I don't know. You know, Graves has been meta for so long that I think I have to put him at very good. And he does a lot of damage and he can kite back. I personally have never been a fan of the champion, but that doesn't mean that I should put it on a bias. And Graves has been literally god tier for like several seasons now, so we're just going to put him at very good. That makes sense. Same thing with Hecarim. This champion literally can 1v5. I've seen my friend Gnomeboy or Duanal. He's just watching him or Charisma or any jungler play Hecarim is very clear that this champion is insane. And honestly, it might even be worth saying main this champion because of how much work he can do when you know how to play him. But I feel like his skill ceiling isn't as high as other champions. So I don't, yeah, you know what? I think we're going to leave it at that. Yeah. Heimerdinger, I'll put him at meh. Yeah. Meh. I got nothing. He's just, you stay away from his turrets. Congrats, you won the fight. You don't gank him early. Congrats, you won the lane. Or you tied the lane and he just doesn't get that cheesiness off. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Alawi, meh. Alawi presses R. Back up for a second. Congrats, you won the team fight. Alright, Irelia, yeah, main this champion. This is a champion, skill ceiling is high, stonks go up. Very, very good champion to one trick. Completely recommend. Like literally 100 out of 10 recommend you main. If I, in another life, when I care about climbing again and I have all the time in the world, I would play Irelia, pick her up. She's fun. She's, yeah, there's just everything about her is good. She wave clears perfectly. She does crazy damage. She can set up, engage. She has a stun. Okay, we're going to move on. Ivern. You know what? I'm going to say both ways for all the champions I don't know because you guys cry about how I pronounce Yon or Yone. I don't, freak you guys. Anyways, this champion, this tree-loving champion, average for sure. The fact that it's a team game champion, you know, you're setting up your teammates, it makes it better in higher ranks where you can trust your teams more. Don't like that. Rather pick a carry. Rather pick something that can set up and do actual damage. And I know, yeah, Daisy and Q have like surprising decent damage, but I'm gonna put him at average. Janna, good. Janna's a good champion. Yeah, Janna's good. Just not the crazies. Nothing too crazy. She got some forms of outplay with, you know, Q and then Flash Tornado, and she can do a lot of work. But I think if you compare her usefulness to a few other champions I'm thinking of, and in solo queue specifically, like how Bard can, you know, do some crazy roams. Yeah, I think Janna would be good, whereas a champion like, whereas Alistar would be amazing. So we'll leave it at that. Or do we put her very good? She is very good. We'll leave it. All right, Jarvan. I know this sounds potentially crazy, but his EQ is really hard. It is really easy to dodge, even if you're bronze. His ult's like decent, but there are like there's a good amount of ultimates that do similar things in terms of like AoE lockdown. But then his like W is essentially useless, so that's one useless skill. He doesn't even do that much damage. Like no real like amplifiers, but he gets a little bit of attack speed. I think he's a meh champion, honestly. Jax, on the other hand, is good, but sometimes he's out of the meta. Like, he's getting a buff now as I'm making this video, like the next patch, but he's good. He's not great. He's not amazing. Jace is average for sure, I would say. Not too crazy. Yeah, not too crazy. We got Jhin now. What would you put Jhin, the fourth guy? Number 4, himself. Jhin. I feel like he's very good if you main him. He's been consistently good, and I feel like I've always seen good Jhins pop off. But I'm gonna go ahead and just leave him at, we'll leave him at very good. Jinx is also good. Nothing spectacular usually, but good. And for 80 carries, we're also gonna put Kai'Sa at main this champion. Reason being, if you're an AD carry main, there aren't too many champions, but Kha'Zix has very real 1v5 potential with her R, with her dash. These are things that can help her succeed, and when you master her, it does pay off. Now, obviously, with that in mind, Vayne will also go here later, spoiler alert, but, you know, it's just for those reasons, she's able to do things by herself and carry the game solo. So then we got Kalista, which is definitely going to be, I'm gonna put her at meh. You could even say like stop trolling for this champion, but nah, we'll leave her at meh. She's just like, yes, like some people know how to do like decent work with her, and she can have a really nice like duo bot lane throwing stuff at people. But you know, with that, if you're talking about like bot lane synergies, there's a million other bot lane synergies out there. Like I think the Europeans just did Sion Senna or something like that, where they, yeah, there's a lot of things. It's sure you got the ult, but whatever. I don't think it's that good personally. Now we got Karma. Karma's definitely a meh. She's like the champion you should play if you get auto-filled on bot lane or mid. She's just like what does she really do? She's just there to annoy you or be annoying. Like she throws her shield, she'll root you. Like her root takes forever too. Maybe if they like reduce the time in which her W took to root you, she'd be higher, but I think she's a meh. Karthus is definitely good. I want to say he's very good to one trick, but because he is one shot by everyone, if it's an assassin meta or a burst meta, Karthus sucks. And like he's good in funnel, and like there's a few junglers that are really good with him, but honestly, I think that he's just good. I don't think he's great. Yeah. Okay. Kassadin. Ooh, this one is definitely right on the line between very good and good. If not main this champion, but I think you can't put him at the top because he needs level 16 to scale. You can't really trust your team just to like play the game slow. But if you can like survive, you know, tough call for sure. But I feel like I've never seen a good Kassadin mess up early. And then you just TP to get kills. We're just gonna put him at good. We'll put him at good. Now for Katarina, I would put main this champion, but you do require a team. Luckily with teleport, you are able to get kills. You know, you're able to like roam and whatnot. This champion is a very good champion to one trick and main. So I totally think that, yeah. But at the same time, she can't solo kill people that easily. She does a lot of AoE damage and resets, so she benefits in 2v2 skirmishes or team fights rather than 1v1 snowballs like Akali would be able to solo kill people easily. So I can't put her at main this champion, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. Kale is definitely, he's just good. She's just good. She's good. Sometimes she'll be in and out of the meta, depending on like very small factors. And she does require level 16, which is why I don't want to put her at very good to be useful or like really, really useful. So I just don't want to do it. Now Kayn is also very, very good. And I feel like everyone or a lot of people that watch my content has seen Charisma in one way or another. But just seeing like how a red Kayn can 1v5 with all his healing and AoE, just seeing how blue Kayn can fly around the map on like a 5-second cooldown, one shot someone and then run away, it's kind of broken. It's kind of really broken. And you know what? He doesn't get banned either. So I'm going to put him at main this champion. I really think that this champion is bonkers and not too many people know about it. I feel like his popularity has been rising a lot. But yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Now, Kennen is definitely, there's like so few people that succeed with him, and I feel like he's just like, you stay behind minions and he can't do that much. He's got like specifically good matchups. But you know what? Right there is good. Right there is good. Good is good. Kha'Zix. This is a tough call. This is a somewhat controversial opinion, but like this champion's really freaking broken. Like, have you guys ever seen a Kha'Zix that's Kha'Zix may not pop off? I don't think so. I think I always see Kha'zix mains pop off, so I'm gonna put it very good. Kindred, just leave him at good. He, I feel like he's just not amazing. I feel like he doesn't do too much damage until later on, or he kind of has to snowball. And then when you're trying to invade the enemy jungler to get your passive, it's like you need a team to like rotate. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of requiring a team for anything. So we'll leave it at that. Kled is, holy crap, this champion. Yeah, this champion, low key, high key, very good to one trick. He can 1v5 games if you know what you're doing. No one knows how Kled works. There's so many like small things about how he like mounts up and gets his like mount passive back up. There's so many small things that you can look up as to why this champion is bonkers. And then he just, he just snowballs so hard. People get baited by his mount and then he ends up killing them. Yeah, it's a terrible time. This is coming from someone who gets countered by Kled, but I've seen Kled's just 1v5. All right, Kog'Maw really does require a support that is good. I'm going to put him at, I'm going to put him at stop trolling because AP Kog'Maw is not that good. He's in the meh or stop trolling category for sure. I feel like I would instant dodge if I really care about my rank and I saw him. If I saw a Kog'Maw without a Lulu. So it's going to be somewhere around here, but I don't think I would really instant dodge. I don't think I'd instant dodge a Kog'Maw. If I was playing in high elo and I had a Kog'Maw mid or a... You know what? Yeah, I would instant dodge. I would instant dodge a Kog'Maw. I just don't. Unless like they had a Lulu with them that's duo. Then yeah, I would just instant dodge. And then we got LeBlanc now. This champion is so good for solo queue, but yeah, you know what? For maining this for champions you should like really one trick and main or main in solo queue. I feel like LeBlanc pays off super hardcore. Like she's always like pretty much in the meta in some way or another. She's way better in lower elo, I think, just because she's got that burst. People will let you QW them at level 2 because they don't understand how the game works as well. So I'm gonna put her at very good. I think she's a good champion to one trick, or just main in general. If you're looking for a mid lane champion that can like snowball, get the first kill, turn that into a bunch. And she's got a lot of outplay potential if you like get good at her. Now Elise, dude, honestly, so close to putting him in main this champion. So close. He is quite literally the... If he's not out of meta, he is insane to one trick because you can make so many things happen with your combos. And he doesn't have resources like mana. So I'm going to leave him here. I might change him later, but we'll leave him here. All right. Next up, we have Leona. I'm going to put her at average if this thing doesn't crash. That'd be so unfortunate if this thing crashed halfway into the... Oh, it looks like it's happening now. All right, average for sure. Reason being, it's very easy to like she can't do too much, honestly. Like she's tanky, she like makes people do more damage with her passive, but at the end of the day, that's how you like your E is telegraphed, your Q is telegraphed, your ult. I mean, if she's running at you from a specific range, you kind of like, it's all very obvious. I don't know. I don't think she's that good, honestly. I just don't think she's that good. I think that if you want to pick a roaming support too, Alistar is 10 times better. If you want to pick a tank, I feel like Leona's not bad, but there are better picks for that too. Anyways, so we're gonna move on. Lisandra is, if you want a one trick, I'm gonna say meh, because honestly, there's like no real mechanics to this champion. Like you would never like main, or I don't know. She's whatever. She's not bad, but she also is just like not that useful. And it's very like, she has one thing. She flies into you as a squishy mage and then ults herself. Very cheese. I don't like it. Not a big fan. Now Lucian, on the other hand, is very, very good. I don't think he's a main. Yeah, I don't think he's a main. Do I main this champion? I think he's gonna be out of the mid lane meta too often. He's been in the meta for like the past like half a year though. Because he does so much damage. He is able to farm as an AD carry mid, get high levels, ult. If you main him, you can really pop off super hard. Tough call. Okay, we'll leave him here for now. We'll leave him here for now. Lulu, I'm gonna put her at a very good champion to main as support. Polymorph is golden. She has some ability to make some crazy plays. Okay. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So there's like a car horn in the background, but I don't think you guys can hear it because my mic is really good. And it's off now. Okay. Now, Lux. Meh. Yeah. Meh, whatever. Like, what real mechanics does Lux have? Are you gonna QER all at the same time? Are you gonna throw a shield? Or are you gonna Q E, but then before you pop your E, you proc your passive with an auto? Like, there's like, what does Lux really have, honestly? And this is not me calling out Lux mains. It's just I'm thinking in terms of like a champion you'd want to play over and over again to have him to seek improvement, and then have it pay off and be rewarding. So next up we have Malphite. Yeah. I don't think you should main Malphite. You can like, he's not bad as a champion. Actually, he's always been consistently like decent or good. But it's like, you know what? He's average. He's not bad. He's not meh. He's not meh. He's average. This on the other champion, this on the other account is Malzahar is pretty meh, honestly. It's not a good champion, not that good. He just can't do that much. His range is pretty low. He's got this like shield that's easy to pop, so his passive's like essentially useless unless it's like you're trying to avoid very specific stuff like an Ash arrow from downtown. It's just he doesn't do that much, Malzahar. I know everyone's probably seen the clips of like an Elder Dragon 4-burn Malz like one-shotting carries, but like I get very happy when I play against a Malzahar mid. I think it's just such an easy champion to survive lane, kill, no escapes either. Not a big fan. Maokai, also average, same thing as Malphite. Same exact reasonings. Master E, I'm gonna put him at good. You kind of need a team to really pop off, and like, because you need like supporting, because otherwise you're just gonna get either counter jungled or you just aren't that good early game, and you don't have that much damage either to gank. So he's almost average, but I'm gonna put him at good. I think he can really hardcore 1v5 once you get the hang of him, but I don't think he's that amazing. So next up we have Misfortune. She's good. She can do some stuff. Her ult's good, Q bounce, but I don't think she's very good. I think she falls out of the meta very often. I don't think there's too many mechanics to her either, but she's good champion to main. Now Mordekaiser, I'm gonna put him at very good. Super solid champion to main. This champion, not even like the craziest mechanics to learn, but he just like will pay off very often, and he can carry games by himself pretty hard. I'd say. Then we got Morgana. I'm gonna put her at very good for supports. This champion has the ability to make her own plays by flashing in and stunning, and then zoning, or flash R and then zoning. She can Q from downtown. She can set up spell shields on very important teammates. Very good champion. Pretty safe laning phase 2. Yeah. Not the craziest to learn either. Nami, same situation. I'm gonna put her as a very good champion to main, because she can do some crazy stuff. So she can definitely pop off in a sense. Yeah, she can pop off pretty hard. I'm gonna give her some credit for sure. But then we got Nasus. Ooh, this is tough, because I've talked about a lot of champions in this tier list being like, you don't want to rely on your team, but this champion doesn't even rely on his team. It's more so like you beg your team to not play too aggressive until like 15-20 minutes. Ideally, you can still make some work happen with just a Divine Sunder. But dude, I feel like if you main Nasus, you can make stuff happen in solo queue games very well. But I don't want to give him too much credit. I don't want you guys to like all be maining Nasus, because I don't think he's actually that good. But I think he's good. Nautilus. I feel like he doesn't do as much as you'd think. I never see good Nautiluses. I don't see him in pro play often. I know he's got a lot of CC, But it's just like, I don't think it's like that useful, because once he throws his spells out and stuns a person, usually it's the front line, he's kind of just useless, like throwing his like 40 damage anchor at you, like trying to auto you. So we'll leave it. I'm gonna put him at good. I'm just gonna put him at good. Nico is definitely very good to one trick. There is a guy that is just like top 10 in Korea right now, just playing Nico. I think Magi Felix, the god of European ranked ladder, has been maining Nico for a while. This champion can pop off very hard mid lane, and I think he has an 80 variant on hit for top lane as well. So I would say, honestly, this champion might be main this champion. I feel like this champion will pay off very hard. It's just very low key. This is like the low key Irelia in a sense. As crazy as that sounds. And then you know what? The same thing for Nidalee. Like, I really think if you main Nidalee, you are going to be able to carry so many games. This champion has crazy snowball potential, and it's just like Evelyn, where if the right person picks this champion, the game is kind of like very hard. It's like it goes from a 50-50 to like 60-40 or 70-30 like percent chance of them winning versus you. Nocturne is definitely just, he's like good to main, but he's not great. I would say he's very good, but he just doesn't stay in the meta too often, so nah. Nunu, very good champion to main, I will say. Has really good potential, either to, just very good potential to get ganks off, can power jungle, very, very good tank with all his CC, very good champion to main. But I wouldn't want to say main him, because I don't want to put too many tanks up in the top, because honestly, it's just maining a tank is just weird, because you're not gonna be able to really like carry as much. It's like wasted potential in a sense to main a tank. I know that sounds like maybe like I hate tanks, but it's just reality. Like I really, it makes sense in my opinion. But you guys can let me know in the comments if you disagree. So with that in mind, we got Olaf, who is good. He's good. He can definitely do some crazy stuff. Maining him, it's kind of like if he falls behind, he's useless. So that's kind of unfortunate in a sense. He can heal a good amount. I would put him at very good, but I feel like he's kind of reliant on items, and that is subject to change depending on the patch. And especially with Riot Games, you know, they might nerf his core items and then not buff him, because that's how they work. They're not that good at balancing anything. So we'll leave it at that. Then next up we got Orianna. Now this champion, you might think main this champion. I'm thinking. Oh, I don't think she's crazy. Here's the thing. Orianna is so good in very specific situations, but you need either a ball delivery service, which is like a good champion like Shyvana, or Elise, someone that can jump into their team obviously, or you just don't do that much. But like at the same time, you still can bully people and land very hard if you know what you're doing. I'm putting her at very good. It's all over the place for so many different reasons, but she can do well without needing a ball delivery. If you are duoing all your games, I would say she is main this champion. She can do some crazy stuff, or somewhere in this realm. All right, now we've got Mr. Ornn. Should you main Ornn? He is a tank, but he has pretty good engage. I feel like if you were to add a tank to your roster of like main champions, I think Ornn is definitely one of the best. Yeah, I would rather you main Ornn than like Malphite, because I think he can just like actually be aggressive in lane. And Malphite is like depending on the matchup. Ornn obviously is too, but Ornn has like outplay potential, and like he can set up ganks a little bit better with stun and whatnot. So I'd say he's good. I'd say he's a very good champion to main. Now we got Pantheon. Sometimes he's main this champion, sometimes he stopped trolling depending on the meta or the patch. Which means, See, I want to put him at very good. I really do. He can genuinely like roam. He's a good support. He's a good mid and top laner, but I feel like he's been nerfed a bit. I want to put him at good, but know that he's almost very good. Yeah. Poppy, it's a tank. She's good. She's good. I'm not gonna put her very good. Here we go. Now this is a fun one. Pike, main this champion. This champion is freaking broken in solo queue. Mid lane, maybe even top lane, but mostly support. Pike is crazy. Pike roams well. He executes and gives double gold, which is bonkers if you think about it. That mechanic is just stupid. And he sets up ganks with his Q. He's stunned. It's like this champion's kit is literally like it's been injected with a bunch of GMOs, and it's just way too big. It's just way too insane. So yeah, main Pike if you're a support. Shit's crazy. Kiana is getting a big buff, and before then she was also just really good because there's one guy in China that knows how to play her like an absolute legend. Dude, I want to put her at main this champion, but as I'm making this video, that buff for Kiana's on the PvE and not live, and she might get nerfed after this. But dude, if you main Kiana, you can genuinely... This is gonna sound like this is another low-key banger, but like Kiana's good. Like Kiana's like Nico, where not many people know this, but yeah, you should main her. I really think so. I think she's infinite skill ceiling, infinite carrying potential. Her cap isn't like bad. Like kind of like the problem with Akali right now and why she's not main this champion is even if you're really, really good with her, there's only so much you can do and she still gets owned in certain situations. But Kiana's a little bit better in that regard, which makes her able to be meta. I don't know. Like I've been thinking a lot about this Akali while we're at it. Obviously I'm gonna keep thinking about her because she's my bae, but I feel like even if you main her, like put her average. She's not meh. She's definitely like still decent right now. Yeah. I'll put her at average. She's getting a buff. Well, I mean, I wish, but she's getting a buff on the tier list. Quinn, good to one trick. Yeah, Quinn's good to one trick. Very good. I don't know. Like, you're taking this champion usually goes top lane, is very squishy and has no escape. Big problem for getting ganked, and also the fact that you Q to poke, it pushes the wave. And I feel like even if we're not thinking at a high level, like the enemy doesn't push at level 1, and then Quinn tries to Q you, like even if it's not intentional, you do end up pushing the wave and getting shoved in and being under their tower and then getting ganked. And then very often Quinn's end up going 0 and 15. So I'm not gonna put him higher than good. Rakan is very good as a main, but he's also just never in the meta, it seems like. So I'm gonna put him at good. Same reason why Akali is at average is Rakan's at good. He's got a very high skill cap, it seems like, or at least not like he's just decent skill cap, not really, but yeah, he's just not meta often enough. Rammus, don't really think there's any reason to one trick him. He's like you roll in and you press E on the right target and then you W while they're attacking you. Okay, literally okay. Rek'Sai, very, very average. Very, he's good. He's good. If you want to main Rek'Sai, you can make some work happen for sure. So I'll leave it at that. Renekton obviously is a good champion to main. Is he very good? Not really. I'm going to put Renekton at very good because of the fact that he can 1v5. Okay, so here's the thing about Renekton. He has crazy ability to snowball a first kill, right? He gets 50 Fury, his W does like a third of your health. If you're mid lane, he does like a half of your health. And he has dashes and all this sustain. He can turn fights with his ult and Q. He's a very good champion to main. Yeah. He's like sometimes not good and out of meta, depending on items and buffs and nerfs. But overall, it seems like he's a very good champion. Yeah, Renekton's very good. He's a good main. Rengar. All right, main this champion. If you're gonna main Rengar, you're gonna very much be happy. You get good at Rengar, you watch like a guide or two, and you are actually going to be insane at the champion. Just like Evelyn, no one knows how to play Rengar, really, it seems like, because he's very, very unpopular, but still insane champion. You can also play Rengar top lane, which is very nice if you get autofilled if you're a jungler or whatever. So that's something as well. Highly recommend Rengo in the Django. So definitely would do that. Then we got Riven. I think it's pretty obvious. Main this champion. The champion is the pinnacle of skill cap, skill ceiling. If you main Riven, you will 1v5 games. If you main Riven, you will always be able to snowball. If you main Riven, you will be able to escape ganks and know when. It's just like, it's crazy. The amount of dashes, the stun, the damage. Every stun is damage. What? Very good champion. Some Riven mains like to complain that their champion's not good, yet they will play them and get the challenger every season. So there's also that. Don't really listen to them. So yeah, very good champion. All right, so next up we have Rumble, and this champion's good. Champion's good. He's a good counterpick to some champions mid lane. He's decent top lane. He can make some ult plays. And he's got like a decent skill ceiling to, like, if you main him, you can like really win a lot more lanes. But at the same time, he's just not that good. I think a lot of champions can do what he does better. If you want a good ult AoE, you can look somewhere else. If you want a lane bully, you can look somewhere else. Yeah. Ryze, same thing. His ult doesn't. I mean, yeah, Ryze is like good, but I don't think he's amazing. Especially in lower ranks. If this was like a Diamond Plus tier list, I would put Ryze as very good. But honestly, he's just like, there's better champions that will reward you more than Ryze. But he's good still. Sejuani, I would say it's meh or stop trolling. And funny enough, my friend Gnome Boy, that's his second main, and if he sees this, he's gonna be like, man, come on. But I think Sejuani is pretty troll. Just like, why would you pick this champion? If you want anything ever else, look for any other champion ever else. And then we got Senna. So Senna is definitely at least good, but probably very good. She doesn't have like that many mechanics though, which is kind of weird. You can drop a ward in Q, you can W low HP minions, and you have a global ult. She's a very good champion though. I think if you put her in your AD carry roster, your arsenal, you will be happy. She has some good potential. So I'll put her at very good, but I feel like I'm leaning towards good. Set also going to be good, not very good to one trick. You know what? No, very good, very, very good. Okay, so the thing with Set is he's able to get these kills that no one really ever expects, because you're literally just, you run up to them, you E them, you auto Q, and then he also is able to turn fights very well. He's able to turn 2v1s, he's able to engage, but overall he just does a lot of damage and can snowball very well. He can also do some pretty interesting tower dives with his W. And overall, I've definitely seen some good sets out there, so we're gonna put him up to very good, barely very good. Shaco, on the other hand, is a very good champion to one trick, but because he's like only, I don't know, I think he's just very good. He's very good. I would put him at main this champion because honestly, if you put in a lot of work into him, he is crazy. But I don't see him doing as much as these champions. Like if you want top lane, I feel like just Riven would be a way better investment, to be completely honest. So yeah, we'll leave him at that. Shen, you don't need to one trick him. He doesn't do that much. He's like he's got some mechanics for sure. Does he? Yeah, he's got a few mechanics, but I don't think you need to one trick him. I think just pick him if you want, Maybe play like 5 games of him and you should be pretty good at him already. Shyvana, good champion to main. Good champion to main. That's all I got. She's a good champion to main, but she's definitely not like. There's no real skill gap. Yeah, there's no real reason to yeah. There's no skill ceiling for her. She does everything's pretty simple and straightforward. Singed is definitely going to be good, but it's its own art to play Singed. Proxy Singed, Troll Singed, Inting Singed, all the same in a sense, but different. Singed is a good champion to main. Don't want to put him at very good. I don't think he's ever been really top tier meta, except for like 1 or 2 patches where items really benefit him. So leave it at that. Sion is very good if you main him, and he's got a lot of small things like the Baus or the Baufs or whatever, however you say his name. He's really shown the world that Sion has a lot of potential. And he does have some pretty interesting, unique strategies. And he does have he does take a good amount of skill with the drifting. So I'd say he's a very good champion, especially since you go lethality now on Sion, which makes him able to carry a lot harder. And he can like set up good plays. He's like the most subtle, because he's not even a tank, but he's a tank. It's very weird, but he can definitely carry by himself. So I recommend Sion for sure. Sivir is definitely a stop trolling kind of pick most of the time. You could put her at meh, but I don't know. I feel like she's like never in the meta. She's always bad. She's like always bad. She doesn't do that much damage. She's like, she can wave clear a little bit, but then like every other champion has wave clear now in 2021. Yeah, no, stop trolling. You Sivir mains out there, stop trolling. I'm just messing, but yeah, I'm not messing at all because I put it in this list. Anyways, Skarner is definitely average. Don't think he's that great of a champion to main. Doesn't really do that much. Doesn't barely any damage, to be completely honest with you. If you're looking for a tank that does damage, Nunu's probably better. And just in general, Sona is. Sona's average. I don't want to put her at good because I think she's outclassed by a lot of other supports, specifically Seraphine, wherever that champion is. I don't think it's on this list, but let's just say Seraphine would be at very good. Don't know where she is. Soraka is average. Soraka's good. Say she's a good champion to one trick if you are a support player. She's got some potential because once you get comfortable poking them with your Q and you're using your E, she actually, she can actually be very good. I want to put her very good. She does a lot. Just because of the new version of Soraka with her Q and E. And I know it's been like a few years now, so it's not that new, but I like it. Swain is going to be at very... Swain is going to be at good. Don't think he's crazy. Don't think he's bad. I think if you main him, you can make some work happen. But like at the same time, has he really ever been top tier meta? Nah. We'll leave it at that. And then next up we got, if this thing loads. Okay, Sylas, a very good champion to main. He can do some work. He's got some real mechanics to him. Every game is different, and you're able to really 1v5 with the right build. You're able to one-shot people with the right build. He's a good champion to main because he can also get himself ahead, and he can like really turn on fights. He's got a stun. He's overall like a very good pick to like main, because he's got a pretty high skill cap for sure, and that's a big part of this tier list is how high their skill cap is. And then we got, dude, I don't think this tier list is happy that I'm like 100 and whatever champions in. Syndra. Syndra is also very good to main. Very good to main. You get good at Syndra, you are oppressive. And like depending on the patch, you might even be a god tier champion. But yeah, we've all seen Sydra's press R, delete. It's like the outplay button. It's just ridiculous. You can clear jungle quickly, you clear waves quickly, you're able to set up long range stuns. Your burst is insane for a caster. You're a control mage with the ability to instantly one-shot someone, so that's why she's very good. Tahm Kench is good if you one-trick him, but people are starting to learn how to not lose to him as a troll pick top lane, and support he is outclassed, but he's like, you know, he's honestly average. I'm not gonna put him at good. Taliyah is definitely, I would put her at very good, but she is out of meta way too often. But if you main Taliyah, you will love it, depending on the time of the year. Sad to say. Then we got Talon, who is good. He's a very good champion to main. He's a very good champion to main. I think he can snowball very well. His ult, his dashes makes him, a solo queue game is his playground in a sense. So I wouldn't say main him, because I don't know if he necessarily does enough. Yeah, I don't know if he does enough to like really be main worthy, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's good at he's really good at one-shotting one person. So there's that. Taric is this thing? Is it, am I clicking it? Oh, okay, all right. Taric is definitely going to be good. Nothing too crazy. Very easy to dodge his stun depending on the champion you are. His spells are very. You know what he's gonna do before he does it. So I don't like that about a champion at all. So there's that. Next up we have Teemo. He's good. He's good. If you pick Teemo and you main him, it won't take too much practice to get really good at him. You will always have like some kind of pressure, but a lot of matchups are really bad for you in both lanes, and then you just get instant one shot because Teemo's so squishy. And then that blind it's not useful versus Syndra, I'll tell you that much. And then yeah, your range isn't that high. You're relying on mushrooms, which can be swept, but he's still a good champion overall. Then we got Thresh, who, if you're going to play a champion support, this champion might actually be main this champion worthy, because if you practice Thresh enough, you will be absolutely able to 1v5 in the sense of a support. You're not gonna actually be able to kill anyone, but you can do crazy work. So I think Thresh is definitely main this champion worthy if you're a support. Next up we have Tristana. Lately, everyone likes her. Lately, but she can do a lot of work mid lane. She's able to solo kill people. She's able to reset. I'm gonna put her at very good. I hope this lasts. If she gets nerfed this next patch after this video is live, then FML. But for now, she's really good. Okay, so then we've got Trundle. Honestly, he's meh. Almost at stop trolling. He's almost at stop trolling, but he's okay. He's okay. Tryndamere is definitely going to be I feel like he's a hard good. He's a good champion to main, but he's just like we should probably think about this one. Tryndamere's a good champion to main. He's always able to solo carry in the right situations, but I feel like lately his items aren't that great. And he does need to split push a lot of the time, which is never a good thing. I feel like Fiora is able to pretty much split push better than Tryndamere, but Fiora has some kind of teamfight potential, but I'm not really too sure about this. I think Tryndamere, if you main him, you're able to do some pretty crazy things, but he also doesn't require too many mechanics. So I'd say he's definitely on the low end of very good. On the low end, but he is very good. He's very good. Twisted Fate is a main. I think if you main Twisted Fate, you are committing towards winning a lot of free LP. OMG, this champion's insane. His global is insane. He gets himself fed in a different way. He doesn't get himself fed by instant one-shotting you like Akali would mid lane. He gets fed by literally hitting level 6, walking for 2 seconds down towards the river, and then he can be behind your bot lane with a gold card and a good amount of burst. It's kind of unfair. For solo queue, it's unfair. This is honestly, if League of Legends had voice comms in solo queue, this champion would suck. But they don't. You know, apparently they can't. We're gonna end the rant really quick, but apparently they can't have it in League of Legends, but then Valorant has it on beta launch. Riot, all right. Anyways, yeah. Twisted Fate, really good champion. On top, back to being on topic. Twitch is also very good, but I don't. If you main him, you know what? Honestly, he's main worthy for 80 carry. He's main worthy. Super good. Udyr. Right now, he's good. Usually, he stopped trolling. I don't think he has... I can't... You know what? If you're an Udyr main, you know that your champion usually sucks, but it's just right now the items are there. I honestly want to put him at stop trolling, but right now he's like actually good. So I'm going to put him at average. Because, you know, sometimes he's instant dodge. Usually he's instant dodge. But right now he's very good. It's just like, it's so weird. Urgot is also probably average. No, he's definitely good. Urgot's good. If you main Urgot, you can make some work happen for sure. He's oppressive enough in lane, but at the same time, there are better meta picks right now, and he doesn't have too many mechanics. So there's that. Varus, I'll put him at meh. He's whatever. Doesn't really do too much. Vayne, I would put him at main this champion, but I feel like Vayne's ability to survive versus a Kai'Sa is pretty much not there. I feel like Kai'Sa is the new version of Vayne, whereas Twitch will do way more damage in a team fight. Aphelios has more options in a fight, which is why they're here as well. Lucian's pretty much for mid lane. He's just able to do a lot when you main him. Lucian might even go to very good. Yeah, I like Lucian up there. Okay. Next up is Viagra. We got good. He's a good champion to main. He's good. He's not very good. I feel like he just is too squishy. He has no escape. You one-shot him at any stage of the game. That stun doesn't come out instantly, so he doesn't have too much of a survivability tool in the mid and late game. At the same time, it is a big AoE stun, but that's better useful for your teams and team fighting. Yeah, and he's also a late game champion, so I don't like him anywhere past good. Vel'Koz is very good to main. I'm going to say it right now. I think Vel'Koz is so solid if you commit to learning the Pythagorean theorem, where you know, you got the trigonometry, the left and the y axis and angles and all. I don't know. I barely got out of high school because of math, but if you know the angles on this champion, you can definitely do crazy work. Not that many people commit to learning the angles, which is why he's not that popular, but the potential is there. The skill ceiling is there. Victor is also going to be... I feel like he's a very good champion to main. I think he is very, very solid. I don't think he is particularly amazing, but because he's above average at literally everything, like wave clear, he's got some CC, he's got good mobility, a shield, blah, blah, blah. I think he's a good pick. I think he's a very good pick. He'll always be consistently good. Vi, she's good. Pretty projected. The weird thing about Vi is like you fly into them, but you're supposed to build like kind of like damage. So then you're like in the middle of their team as a champion. It's just like, or you go tank and that's troll. I don't really like Vi that much. I think she's fun to play, but I don't think she's that good. Vladimir is a hardcore, very good champion. I would say main this champion, but I think you can shut him down depending on the situation, and he's also a little bit more of a late game, mid and late game champion. He might be main this champion worthy, honestly. He's so close. In the comments, let me know what you would do with Vladimir. I'm gonna put him at. I'll put him at main this champion. I'll put him main this champion. Volibear is. He's good. He's good. Nah, he's very good. This is tough. This is tough. I don't want to put Vlad in main this champion. I feel like he's just... I don't think he has like the same potential in solo queue that other champions do. He might be the very top of very good. Let's do that. Let's do that. Even though I'm not really doing top and bottom of these specifically, let's just do that. Volibear, on the other hand, is solid. He's not able to really carry too hard. If you go AP, it's a little troll. I'll leave it at that. I think Volibear comfortable on the good. He's good. Warwick is yeah, he's average. I don't really think you need to main him. I think he does decent stuff. He's been top lane in the meta for a little bit. He has like 2 mechanics, but overall I think he's like not really worth maining. He's always solid though, and you know what? His kit is good. I think he's a good champion, man. We're not gonna say average. Also, I'm gonna put Aatrox as a good champion to main as well, because I just realized that he's probably super solid. But honestly, yeah, we'll do this. Okay. Warwick gonna go back down. Indecisiveness from the professor. But Wukong is definitely very good to one trick. He's got crazy mechanics. He can do a lot of engage. He can solo win the lane with his kit. But actually, sometimes he's out of meta, so we're gonna do that. Holy crap, it's been an hour. Guys, if you've made it this far, comment down below 3 random numbers. Just so I know, but we don't want to all comment the same thing, so yeah, comment down below 3 random numbers. Let's see who's made it this far. Xayah, I think Xayah's average, if not meh. She doesn't do that much. Outclassed consistently by other carries. Xerath is almost at stop trolling, but I'm gonna put him at meh. Xin Zhao is pretty much a stop trolling pick. He doesn't do that much at all, I think. But yeah, we'll do that. Yasuo is very good, almost at meh. You know what? Well, while this lags, I'm gonna put him at main this champion. I think main this champion is good. I think he is actually so good as a main. Sometimes he won't be the most meta, but he will pay off. The more you get good at him, he will pay off. And this video may just breed hundreds, if not thousands, of toxic Yasuo mains. I'm sorry to the community, but you know what? This community was toxic before anyways. Yorick is an instant dodge. He's just been so bad for so long. He does absolutely nothing. Yuumi is... I mean, do you really need to main a champion that has no mechanics? Zac, average, doesn't do that much. Ziggs, also average, doesn't do that much. He could be meh. I think Ziggs might be meh. He's got decent wave clear in lane and poke, but he also just costs a lot of mana. I don't know. He just doesn't do that much. Same as Xerath. Zillion is average because he's very useful and he's got a few mechanics and he's useful, but I don't think he's that good in particularly, but he's good. Zoe on the other hand is main this champion. Zoe is absolutely bonkers broken right now. She is literally LeBlanc, but in terms of solo killing you mid lane and getting snowball, but she is 10 times better and with lower cooldowns, and she gets random items. Is it fair for a champion to get redemption at level 4? You decide. I personally think not, but you know, that's for you to decide and for me to cry about. But Zoe's just super good. Super good champion to play. Zyra is definitely good to main. Nah, she's average. She doesn't do that much damage is the problem. And I feel like her E is very slow. Q comes out, it's not instant either. I think if her Q came out instant or her E was faster, I think those would be really good. Or maybe her ult just came out 20% faster for the knockup, but Zed is definitely a very good champion to main. Same thing as Talon though. He's only good at killing one person for the most part. Obviously he can do damage to more than one champion. Don't take it literally, but yeah. And it appears as though Fiddle is here twice. Now I am very confused. Okay, well Fiddle's back to being on very good. Unless I was Is this whole? Am I just dreaming about this whole video? Like, is any of this actually happening? Like, didn't I already do fiddle? Anyways, okay. Lilia also good, not very good. Actually, you know, she's a pretty popular pick in high elo, and I think she can do a lot. If you main her and learn how to space properly, you can do a lot of work with her. So we're gonna put her at very good. Volibear again, huh? What is happening? Anyways, Volibear is good or very good. You decide. I think that he's just. I think he's good. I think he's good personally. I don't think he's very good. I think he can. Wait, hold on. Is there 2 Volibears? Yeah, there's 2 Volibears. Whatever. And then last but not least, Yone. Main this champion, just like Yasuo, but even better. Able to do damage to everyone, has decent sustain potential with his items, able to carry every single game, has a crazy outplay potential, can snowball, blah blah blah. You get the point. Yone is a really, really good champion to master. Absolutely amazing champion to main. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Comment down below what you want to see next for tier list. Should I do like champions? Like what, like how big your you know what is based off your champion. Like give me some tier list to make, because if this video does well, I'm gonna do more, because I had fun, and for some reason everyone enjoys these tier lists. Don't know why. I'm just kidding. It's fun. It's fun. You know, like, especially if you're like, oh, what's my main at? But yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed me spending an hour and 10 minutes on this, and subscribe if you're new, and have a good day, guys. Peace out.